G'day guys and girls, welcome back to Sidequest Gaming, where we take a look at old and new games to try and uncover some of those little hidden gems you might want to give a crack and try out for yourself. Today we're looking at an awesome little sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG by the title of Encased. We're going to dive in for about 20 to 30 minutes of gameplay. As always, I'm going to wrap up with my thoughts, feelings and impressions at the end of the game, but this is an RPG, so we'll spend a little bit of time in character creation, that kind of stuff. Really cool one, definitely worth having a look at. Let's go. Okay, we're just going to go classic, or yeah, we'll go classic.
1971. We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Mega Corporation to develop and explore the dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spires station was built on top of the dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
All right. We are applying to be in the dome, a one-way ticket. All right. Who are we going to be? We are going to be... No, let's create one. Let's make our own one. All right. So, Sigmund... No, we are Sidequest. Obviously. I mean, come on. All right. Picture, let's go for... Oh, does anyone have a beard? That guy's kind of got a beard. Looks like that guy it is. Confirmed. Don't like his half comb over thing, but whatever. Alright. So, one of the key mechanics that we find out very early in this game is the wings mechanic. So, the way the Cronus Corporation is split up is between these ideas of wings or, I guess, roles. So, silver wing, black wing, orange wing, white wing, or blue wing. Each of these fill different roles within the corporation. The blue wing is kind of the security guards. The silver wing are kind of the diplomats and the politicians. The black wing is the military. The orange wing are the prisoners, basically penal service. The white, they're also like janitors and domestic service, stuff like that. The white wing are the scientists. So basically we pick which one of these ones we want to be right from the start, and they have different impacts on our starting stats, such as the white wing giving us more brains and high-tech weapons, that kind of stuff. Cronus, the blue wing giving us guts, which is like stamina and health. Silver, charisma, black wing, muscle and, kind of heavy weapons and hand-to-hand. And the orange wing is basically our criminal kind of, we're fast, we have a higher encumbrance, we have a lot of criminal stats and survivability. I'm going to go criminal, that seems fun. So we are going to be, we need a head that has a beard on it. Come on. Well, we're Caucasian. There needs to be a beardy head. Must be down here. No, hair. Give him an afro. We'll go with that. Sure, whatever. He's got a slick back and he doesn't have a beard. That's disappointing. Oh well. Next, let's go to his attributes. Right, so we're kind of going... I think what we're rolling for this one, we're going to go a melee sneaky boy. So we're deafness, yep. Fortune. Oh, we got a lot of luck. So I'm actually pretty happy with how this is laid out. Let's go with it. That's cool. Abilities. So this is the way our kind of skills are laid out. There's combat traits and there's applied traits. Applied traits are kind of our skills in between combat for the most part, and combat is obviously what it's laid out as. There's light, heavy, high-tech, hand-to-hand, melee contraptions, which are like traps and bombs, and psionics. Hand-to-hand and melee are different. Hand-to-hand is literally like unarmed for the most part. Melee is obviously like your shivs, knives, swords, that kind of thing, bats. Now, there are skill trees here that we unlock as we reach certain levels of skill within these certain, as we get more points within a skill tree, we unlock perks that we get to pick. Piloting is an interesting skill in this game because it's also what is used for kind of driving mechs. So like servo shells, you have to have a piloting skill to be able to use. Let's look down at our criminal skill here. We are going to want to tag that for sure, which gets us, because we're going to be a thiefy boy. And I reckon we want lock. So we've got lock picking right from the get-go. Great. So we've got the ability to pickpocket, lock pick, and we've got faster move speed. If we also have charisma high enough, we would get like a gambling bonus too. You can see some of these perks require two different kind of directions for us. We're going to want a combat skill. We could go light weapons as well, but do we want hand-to-hand or do we want melee? I feel like we want melee. We're going to be shanks and stuff like that, I think. Just proper go that route. And then probably we could go into psionics, which isn't crazy, but our psych attribute was really low. Let's look at, we had survival ticked. What's that do? Oh, we can pull things apart. Yeah, let's go survival. That kind of lets us strip items and get resources from them. All right, done. Traits. Okay, so traits similar to many RPGs. These are kind of like our gifted and talented sort of perks. So we could go gun fanatic. We could go. They've got both bonuses and negatives attached to them. Solari. Let's have a quick look through. Patient one. That just gives us everything as a positive. That's pretty good. However, I think. Ooh. Doesn't seem to be anything negative about that. Survivor. Vampire. Fatigue, minus 400 when killing an enemy and stunned. Okay. Could be a redneck. We get guts and perks. Oh, I like the idea of being a redneck. That's pretty fun. A Neanderthal. You cannot wear pants and jackets. And we have close quarters damage plus 13. That's fun as well. A Dark Lord. Bossy Thrill Seeker. They're pretty cool. The traits have actually got a bit more of an impact, right? Don Quixote. Starting action points and action points plus 1 in server. Oh, so you're a knight in shining armor. That is great. We're going to redneck. I just love the idea of it. Yeah, that's great. All right, get ready for the adventure. We are a redneck criminal. Let's do it. All right. We are starting out in our little drop pod elevator. Let's talk to a few people.
A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction site below through the occasional break in the clouds. His badge reads Igor Patan, planner. The blue taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look. Seems like he doesn't speak English.
So because we don't have influence, I can't communicate with him, so I'm going to leave him alone. He's not an English speaker.
A wiry woman in black wing overalls gestures imperiously for you to approach.
You keep your hands where I can see them.
We can ask for our cuffs to be removed.
Elsa's expression runs from shock to amusement, then settles on a confused smirk. Looks like you've given her a good laugh, at least.
What? No way.
The voice acting's great. I'm impressed by that.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads, Quentin Bisley, laborer. He's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, the general impression is unmistakable. There's something frightening about Bisley.
Let's ask him how he ended up in prison.
The orange's face stretches into a broad smile, bearing his dentures to the world.
Like everyone, duh. In a black car, under guard. There's other guys too, the ones who go through the front door.
He nods at the black-winged woman beside him. Her nose wrinkles in displeasure, but she says nothing. As you're about to step away, Bisley nudges you on the thigh, at the same time pressing something cold and metallic into your hand. You open your hand to discover a pair of lock picks. Just in case, Bisley whispers with a wink.
Return his wink, conceal the lockpicks, and we're not going to dob him. We are a criminal. Can we pickpocket any of these guys? I think we can't use it now, but we can do it. Okay.
A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting, and your CV wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks.
What did he see in our file?
Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing?
And yet our file was apparently inspiring. Okay, so these are all Orange Wing answers. We can answer that with come to terms with our criminal past and intend to mend our ways. We can sneer. You're gonna raise a real ruckus here and build our own gang. And or we can explain that we don't have much choice. It's dome or life in prison. Let's do that one.
The silver forces a smile as he inches toward the window.
Well, you can't be as bad as Charles Manson. He filed for the Clean Slate program 3 times, but was never approved. Sorry, Charlie.
I actually love that throwback. That's really cool as an alternate history. That's cool.
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
Okay, leave him. And the last one we can talk to is a white wing, I think.
A thin, pale young woman is sitting at the window, leaning against the illuminator. The glass is slightly fogged with her breath. She turns to you. Her shiny badge reads, Tomoko Kimura, physiologist.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling.
The white presses small hands to her blushing cheeks.
You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
She says softly, as if answering a question you didn't ask.
So we're not perceptive enough to ask whatever this one is, but we will ask what it means to cross the border.
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the briefing, right? To put it simply, the dome is a selectively permeable environment.
The white draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the dome without difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
Okay, no science skill, but we can wonder aloud why things happen that way.
Kimura is eyeing the dome's mesh, glittering in the sunlight.
Supposedly, it's something to do with the atmospheric composition, but it's a weak theory. The difference of the air within the dome is so insignificant as to fall within the margin of error. Or to put it more simply, there is no difference.
She shoots a quick glance at the silver and lowers her voice.
I heard a rumor. or a conspiracy theory, that we can leave the dome at any time. We've simply been told we can't. If you ever decide to test this hypothesis, don't forget to leave me something in your will.
Alright. Well, we have spoken to everyone here. There's nothing particularly new for us. Let's have a look through the porthole.
Stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches. It looks brown-black through the tinted glass and smoky blue at the horizon. It almost seems like the clouds are pulling apart there. You carefully review your briefing as you look downwards. When you arrive, they'll deliver you to the base, and you'll be assigned to one of the dome's many construction sites. Though even working all day beneath the burning sun would be preferable to being a participant of the White Wings experiments. You were told about those experiments during the briefing, too. Just as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon. It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze.
So we can stand on our tiptoes to try and make out the buildings below. We can stay where we are, trying to see if we can spot the mysterious forefathers' structures. Or we can stay at the window and watch the whirlwind until landing, or join the other group members. Let's see whether we can find the forefathers' structures.
The outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
Alright, we've stopped off at our destination. Concord Station. Alright, this is the game, so we get to move around and kind of explore this world. Let's head on across to our greeting point.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars.
Let's take his binoculars and see what he's looking
You
at.
raise the binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nuzzi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message.
Let's ask what the scientific analysis export department means.
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out a blaring laugh. Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived in.
Nuzzi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to Crystal Sands by the funicular. They get auctioned off and turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then, you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
Alright, we need to
Nuzzi
go.
looks from you to the capsule and to the landing terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi! Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside, and the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The White mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
Okay, actually, before I go in,
That storm is too close.
let's see, can we... No, we still can't use pickpocketing. Bollocks. I want to steal things. I'm a thief. Okay, we are in Concord Station. And we have quests everywhere. So we can hold down Alt to highlight interactables, and we can talk to a whole range of different people. The young blue is closely studying a communication schematic in his Karis. A bundle of wires is hanging from an open fuse box nearby. He smells strongly of cheap cigarettes. His shiny badge says Chuin Yin, communications engineer.
Good day.
Hello, how can I help you? Let's ask what he's doing. I'm trying to calculate the optimal route for telecommunication cables. These cables connect the entire dome. Here at Concord, they form a hub and run up to the spire. The cable is the only thing connecting the dome to civilization, and if that happens to break... he looks at you meaningfully. Therefore, my mission is to ensure a stable connection and a secure line, which is impossible without proper documentation. The way they're doing it here is a shame. A person could do time for that back where I'm from. Okay. Let's continue on. We don't really want to talk to him
Have
anymore.
a good one.
Can I steal from him? My number one priority. Still can't use it right now. I'm guessing until we're past a few kind of
Just
early...
right, Mr. Monty James. With luck like yours, I wouldn't spend any money on the lottery. Don't touch my things.
Let's talk to him. A silver wearing thick glittering spectacles is sitting on an orange couch, nervously fingering his badge. Monty James. A large suitcase rests at his feet with a leaflet about the dome perched on top.
Glad to meet you.
Ah, it's you. How do you like the inside of the dome? Say you're not ready to answer. Say you expected something more. Say, yeah, we don't really know enough yet. My first impression is unfortunately not very positive. They forgot to add my name to the new recruits manifest. Can you imagine? We can offer to try and help him. Are you for real? That would be incredibly kind of you. Maybe my optimism about this place and its people working here wasn't justified after all. Evidently, we've cheered him up a bit.
I hope to see you
Okay.
again soon.
So we can try that. We can't go through that door.
Employee, come to the desk for your registration. Pretty soon the dome is going to be nothing but a gigantic prison.
Okay.
A tall receptionist watches you from behind his desk with a bored, haughty look. The receptionist doesn't bother to hide his disgust at your orange uniform. He nods at you wordlessly, as if unwilling to waste his breath speaking to you. His metallic name tag reads, Dean Rayhet. The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the beginning, and presses play. The speakers explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tick-tick of a metronome slowly grows louder. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the Cronus Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhet, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues and...
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Alright, we are ready. Let's get our Selectron, which is like our kind of electronic key and ID, upgraded.
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod.
We can dictate our information to him, pass him a note, enter it on our own. Let's enter it on our own.
You squeeze into the narrow window, lean over the reception desk, and key your data into the database. After entering Proceed, you return to your seat. Dean mutters discontentedly to himself as he moves back to his terminal. Rayhet scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator puts your Selectron on the desktop and pushes it toward you.
This firmware gives you access to all of the Orange infrastructure. The Orange elevator, though it's out of order right now, the residential level, the utility rooms, and limited access to a few other areas for cleaning. One more thing. Please don't try to upgrade the Selectron yourself.
Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details or just the short version?
Let's take the short version.
Rayhet snorts.
To make it short, get your uniform from storage, your weapons from the armory, pass the Psi abilities test, and complete your weapons training at the training zone. Then learn how to use the scanner, avoid anomalies, and properly catalog anything you observe. Last, go to the waiting room and wait for the bus to Magellan.
Dean sits back in his armchair.
That's it. I hope there aren't any questions.
No more
Rayhet
questions.
claps his hands in satisfaction.
Great.
He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
Okay, we now have an email as well. But we should be able to go through here. Yay! Because we have security clearance now. Can we steal stuff? We can't steal stuff yet. Now, this is where we start getting all of our equipment and things like that.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His gingery hair shines with something like brilliantine. His badge says, Sidney Maynard, storekeeper. The silver perks up at your approach. A thick logbook appears at once from under the counter. Sidney puts on thick glasses that seem to age him 5 decades in an instant and studies the lined pages. The silver taps his finger on the glass.
Slide your hands through the window, and I'll remove your handcuffs. That's better. Looks like you haven't received your uniform yet. And by the way, I don't just pass out equipment. I'm also available for trade. Interested?
Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner.
Before I give you the uniform, please listen to these short instructions.
We're listening.
Sidney fiddles with his hairstyle.
So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life under the dome can be dangerous. You may get shot, spill acid on yourself, get electrocuted, or suffer the effects of a dangerous anomaly. You may also freeze to death or get fried.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's why it's important to wear protective equipment when traveling outdoors. Of course, in hazardous situations, the equipment will get damaged, and the more it's damaged, the more often one has to repair it.
The silver steps back from his counter to indicate the repair kit boxes piled in the back of the warehouse. He points back at the shelves behind him.
We've got repair kits for this gear. There are Blue Wing specialists ready to help you at any large base, of course, but they're not always available. So you'd better learn how to use repair kits and workbenches on your own. It's a useful skill.
I think I said Blue Wing were police before, but they're mechanics.
Sidney rests the logbook on the desk.
That's all the instructions. Now, I'm going to issue your uniform.
The silver disappears into the back for a while and returns with a small package. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform. Sidney fingers an orange jacket, pants, and heavy boots.
Jackpot! You got a brand new set. Don't be surprised. Some folks in Orange Wing have to make do with rags.
He raises a finger.
One more important thing. In accordance with Order 16-225, helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Sydney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform.
Let's see what he's got.
Enjoy.
Sydney adjusts his glasses.
Sure.
Sydney scribbles
Okay, what do you got to
something
say,
in his
my
logbook.
friend?
Please come back anytime if you need something.
Oh, a gas mask. He's got a shovel. Ooh, a backpack. A capacious backpack versus a ordinary backpack. We have $40, so I don't think we're going to really be buying anything, to be honest. Could possibly get a soldier's belt. No, we don't have money at the moment, so let's leave. Let's look in our inventory. We're going to put on our shirt, our pants. Detection time. Ooh. Okay, maybe we don't want these on yet if we're possibly thinking of stealing some things. Yeah, let's leave our gear off for the minute, and now we can start to pickpocket because we don't have any gloves on. Gloves? What am I talking about? We don't have any handcuffs on. Let's save, and let's see how this goes. Pickpocket. I just want to steal everything.
Are you trying to steal my money?
Oh, that's disappointing. Maybe we need to sneak. How can we do that? Let's head back over here. Are there any characters around here that we might be able to sneak
Mr. Rayhead, would you bring me a cup of coffee, please? Colleague? Well, never mind.
Okay. Scan, bolt throw, dig, pickpocket, lock, feint. Prison boardie. Interesting, okay. Dismantling, dusting. So these are all our skills over here. So if we go
Are you trying to
stealth-
hide?
Nope, that's not going to work. What if we go through here and hide somewhere where we... Stealth. Okay. We're going to try this. Let's see whether it works. Okay, we are sneaky sneaky. Now, can we get up on him to steal his stuff? Hey! What are we going to take? Ah, okay, I see how this works. Don't really care about the bolts. Let's take that. Okay. Haha. Yes. Theft.
I'm surrounded by thieves.
Okay, nice. We are being very sneaky sneaky. What can we get here? Lock combination. Nice. Soda. Yeah, we are just going to be an absolute thief the whole way through here.
Mr. Rayhead, would robbed again.
Oh no.
What kind of
Oh, he's
folks would do
suspicious,
this?
but I got him. Nice. Okay, I'm loving this. Thief all the way.
Attention.
A key
Attention.
and
Please handle
a...
relics
Don't
carefully.
care about the piece of
In
cloth,
case
I
of
don't think.
damage, your life will be forfeit.
Nope, just take the key. And did we
Robbed
get
again.
it? Yes.
Anything urgent,
What kind of
Mr.
folks would
Kretschko?
do this?
Katarzyna, did you mark it as class 1 again instead of
Nice.
2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific
Okay,
device.
until he
Wait,
stops
but it's
looking,
still
we are good.
class 1.
So anyway, while
going to
I'm
violate
wandering
protocol.
around here being
Katarzyna,
silly
my
and
dear.
stealing stuff, what do
You
I
may
think of
violate
Encased?
protocol, as long as
This
the
is a
sentence
really
done.
deep
Take your
narrative
leave from the
RPG
college.
with some really cool mechanics and some like quite
Vladimir,
unique
I'm
kind
done.
of
How do we
elements to
mark
the
it? Class 2
gameplay.
fragile.
One of the
Tell
things
Noyan
that's
the
quite
relic should
unique
go out
to,
with today's
to this particular game is
Class 2
the
relic
wing
is
system
in a
and
bigger
how
payoff.
much that dictates what
And
you
that
have
means a
access
bonus
to,
in your wages.
both conversationally,
Categorizing it as
quest-wise,
class 2
all
means
that kind of
access
stuff.
to
Like, so,
state-sealed bids.
for
That's a
example,
brittle
being
bite.
in the
They're
orange
always
wing,
trying to one-up
I will
us.
have
All right,
all
Mr.
kinds of
Kretschko.
different options in
I'll
terms
correct
of
my
kind of
report.
like
Carl, add sealed bids
rackets
the
to
market.
sell stolen stuff and kind of that underworld sort of mechanic going on there. If I was part of the White Wing, I'd have access to all kinds of science-based quests and conversations. So it really does dictate a whole range of different things related to the gameplay, which is really quite cool. the graphics are great. Like they're quite functional. It's pretty good for a 3D RPG, and there are some really interesting environments around as well. The thing that probably stands out for me the most in this particular game, however, is just how unique some of the skills can feel in this game. It is very satisfying. It's rocking a bit of that Fallout-esque approach to RPG mechanics. However, some of these things like the servo shells not just being power armor but being this thing that you actually hop in and drive is really cool, and the contraptions are actually quite well put together. And I do like the kind of crossover effect of this of your perk system, where you have to kind of align different traits or different characteristics to unlock certain things if you do want them. Example here being Blindside, I can only get that perk if I've got level 2 in Criminal and 60 in my melee weapons, right? So that's the only way I can get that. And I think that's quite a cool approach to, I guess, perk design. And the fact that you can see them and kind of plan them out too is really enjoyable. So some of these like higher end traits are really, really, really powerful, but you do need certain things to align to be able to do that. All in all, if you like RPGs, I absolutely think this is one that's worth looking at. The way I would describe it is that it kind of combines Fallout with Wasteland with the original Gothic. The Gothic element is the, we're in a dome. It's basically a penal colony. Things can come out but can't go in. So it's a bit of a world in and unto itself. Anyway, this has been Sidequest Gaming. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Hopefully you found this interesting. It's only the first little bit of the game that's Encased. Encased is definitely worth your time. It is worth looking at. I try to release a video every day of the week, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the content. And as always, have an amazing day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.